Why is it that the guy who replies instantly, gives constant compliments, and is always available often gets ignored, while the calm, emotionally distant man somehow becomes irresistible? It sounds unfair, it feels confusing, but beneath the surface, attraction isn't driven by kindness alone. It's driven by psychology, perception, and emotional intensity. And today, we're breaking down the real reason many women are drawn to cold men over stereotypical nice guys. First, let's clear something up. Being kind is not a weakness, but being nice as a strategy, especially when it's rooted in seeking approval, creates a very different energy. A lot of self-proclaimed nice guys operate from a place of validation hunger. They give with the hidden hope of getting something back: attention, affection, commitment. And when that energy is felt, it doesn't create attraction, it creates pressure. Now here's where dark psychology enters the conversation. Cold men, emotionally controlled, slightly distant, unpredictable, trigger something powerful in the human brain: curiosity and challenge. When someone is not fully available, the mind starts to fill in the gaps. Mystery creates mental investment. Uncertainty increases emotional engagement. It's the same reason cliffhangers keep you watching a show. The brain craves resolution. A man who is overly available removes mystery. There's no tension, no emotional chase, no sense of earning access. But when a man is calm, selective with his attention, and not easily impressed, he communicates something without saying a word. I have options. I have standards. I'm not seeking approval. That perception alone raises his value in the eyes of many women. Another psychological layer is emotional control. Cold men often appear composed and unreactive. They don't overtext. They don't panic when messages are delayed. They don't overshare too soon. This emotional steadiness signals strength. From an evolutionary standpoint, emotional stability has always been associated with protection and leadership. Whether consciously or subconsciously, that signal matters. Now compare that to the typical nice guy pattern: over-explaining, over-apologizing, over-investing early, agreeing with everything, constant reassurance. It feels safe, but not stimulating. Attraction often grows in polarity, not sameness. If someone is too predictable and too accommodating, the dynamic loses spark. There's also the concept of perceived scarcity. In psychology, what feels limited feels valuable. A cold man who is busy, focused, and not constantly available appears scarce. Scarcity increases desire. Meanwhile, unlimited availability can unintentionally decrease perceived value. But here's the deeper truth most people miss. Women are not attracted to cruelty. They're attracted to emotional strength, independence, and self-assured behavior. The problem is, many men confuse cold with confident. True confidence doesn't mean being rude, dismissive, or manipulative. It means not needing constant validation. It means having boundaries. It means being centered in your own life. There's also a dopamine factor. When affection is inconsistent, the brain releases more dopamine in anticipation. Intermittent reinforcement, small bursts of attention followed by distance, can be psychologically addictive. It's the same mechanism behind gambling. When attention feels unpredictable, it becomes more valuable. That's why emotionally inconsistent men can sometimes feel more exciting. But here's the warning. Dark psychology tactics can create attraction, but not always healthy relationships. Being emotionally unavailable may spark desire, but long-term connection requires vulnerability and trust. The goal is not to become cold-hearted. The goal is to become emotionally self-sufficient. The most attractive position isn't nice guy or cold guy, it's grounded man. A man who is kind, but not seeking approval. Warm, but not desperate. Confident, but not arrogant. Present, but not clingy. He doesn't chase, he attracts. So if you feel like you've been overlooked despite being nice, ask yourself, are you being kind from strength or from fear of losing someone? Are you giving because you genuinely want to, or because you're hoping it will secure affection? Attraction shifts when your energy shifts. At the end of the day, people are drawn to emotional power, and emotional power comes from self-control, purpose, and boundaries, not from manipulation and not from overpleasing. If you master your emotions, build your purpose, and stop seeking validation, you won't need to act cold. Your calm confidence will speak for itself. And that's when attraction becomes effortless. Because in the psychology of desire, it's not about being the nicest man in the room. It's about being the most self-possessed.